Hello everyone. Today we're going to discuss about the Python project, data visualization and forecasting stocks using Dash. So the main abstract of this project is the big data technology is changing with each passing day, generating massive amount of data every day. These data have large capacity, many types, fast growth and valuable features. The same is true for the stock investment market. The growth of the amount of stock data generated every day is difficult to predict. The price trends in the stock market is uncertain, and the valuable information hidden in this stock data is difficult to detect. Developing this simple project idea using the Dash library, we can make dynamic plots of the financial data of a specific company by using the tabular data provided by Y Finance Python library. On top of it, we can use a machine learning algorithm to predict the upcoming stock price. We use Python language to visually analyze, calculate, and predict each stock, realize the integration and calculation of stock data to help people find out the valuable information hidden in stocks. Next is project overview. We will be creating a single page web application using Dash and some machine learning models which will show company information and stock plots based on the stock code given by the user. Project stages. This project is divided into three stages. The stage one, input stock code to get company information. And then the second stage is select date range to get stock price and estimated moving average plots. And then stage three is input number of days to get forecast. Now let's get into the code for better understanding. As you can see, this is the code for this project. We all have surely heard many times that Python is a dynamically typed programming language, but not all of us may be known that we can also use Python for web development purpose. Yes, it is right. We can use Python for web development, and there are many models present in Python which helps us in that. The Dash model which helps us to perform web development tasks using Python. So the Dash is a Python model or a framework used to create many analytical web applications. And we can build analytical dashboards using a Dash framework with the help of the Dash model. We can easily create very fast and responsive web dashboards, which are also very good to look at. Dash models, we can build this interactive web dashboards without having any prior knowledge of some mandatory complex front-end web frameworks such as JavaScript, HTML, CSS, etc. So the code starts by importing required libraries including pandas for data manipulation, panda data reader for fetching data, dash for creating web application, and then plotly for creating plots, y finance for data retrieval. The app variable is defined as a dash dot dash instance, which will serve as the backbone of the application. The layout of this application is then defined using a series of HTML components and Dash components, such as dcc.input for text inputs, and then dcc.date picker range for date range selection, and html.buttons for buttons. The code defines several functions for generating plots, such as the get stock price figure and get more, which creates line and scatter plots respectively. So first, importing libraries. These first few lines imports the required libraries for the application to function, and then initializing the Dash application. This is done by creating an instance of the dash class, and then the get stock price figure function. This function returns a line plot of the closing and opening price of the stock against the dates. And then get more function. This function returns a scatter plot of the exponential moving average of the stock price against the dates, and then setting up the layout of the application. This is done by using the app.layout property. The layout is built using the HTML.div component, which creates a div container. Within this container, there are several nested div containers that make up the UI component of the application. And then the callback function. This callback function, this callback function specify how the different components in the application interact with each other. There are three callback functions in the code. The first one listens to the submit button and then gets clicked when the user enters the stock code. It returns the details about the company such as name, description, and logo. The second callback the second one listens to stock price button and returns the line plot of closing and opening price of the stock against the dates. The third one listens to the indicator. The third one listens to the indicator button and returns the scatter plot of the exponential moving average of the stock price against the date. The fourth one listens to the number of days of forecast button and returns the forecast plot for the specified number of days. The code contains the comment that provide more information uh, about what each section of this code is running. So now let's run this code. Click on this run button. After when run the program, here you will get the link in the terminal section. Here in the terminal section, a link will be displayed. Now click on follow link. This link directs to a new web page in the browser. As you can see, the dashboard is being displayed here using the dash module. The app provides functionalities to display stock price and indicators and to make predictions for a selected stock. It consists of user interface layout using HTML and interacts with the backend using callbacks. Okay, this layout contains input fields for a stock code, date range, number of days to predict, and buttons to trigger the corresponding action. The logic to fetch stock data and indicators and to make predictions is handled by the callbacks. Here, the stock code needs to be entered. A stock symbol or a code is a unique series of letters assigned to a security for a trading purpose. Codes are just a shortened way of describing a company stock, so there is no significant difference between that they have three letters or those that have four or five. Stock symbols or codes are also known as ticker symbols. When a company issues securities to the public marketplace, it selects an available symbol for its shares, often related to the company name. Investors and traders use this symbol to place trade orders. Now let's type one of the stock code MSFP. Then click on submit. Here, the logo of the company, name of the company, and the description of the company will be displayed. And then here in the select date range, select the date range from where to where the stock price should be displayed. Here I am selecting from the 1st January to the 2nd February. And then now click on stock price. Here the stock price will be displayed from 1st January to 2nd February. And then now click on indicator. Wait for few seconds till it's been update. This indicator buttons and then returns the scatter plot of the exponential moving average of the stock price against the dates. And then now uh, type the number of days that the user needs to predict the stock of that particular stock. Here, the graph has been displayed for the predicted close price of the next 5 days from the Feb 3rd to the Feb 7th. These data are retrieved from the module called Y-Finance. So Y-Finance is an API. So Y-Finance is not affiliated or endorsed by Yahoo Limited. It is an open source tool that uses Yahoo's publicly available APIs and is intended for research and education purpose only. In this graph, the blue line represents the close and then red line represents the open. So now let's compare this data uh, with the browser, the Google browser. As you can see here, on 1st February, it is closed at a value of 252.75 and opened at 248. And here, it opened at 248 and closed at 252.75. By this, we can tell the data is accurate. Now, let's check for any other stock. Here, when I type the AMZN, the logo of that company, the company name, and the description of that company will be displayed here. And then now I'll be clicking the stock price. So the stock price will be displayed, and then indicator, the exponential moving average was the dates, and then the number of days to forecast. So this data visualization is a graphical representation of information and data. It is particularly efficient way of communicating when the data or information is numerous. We need data visualization because the human brain is not well equipped to divorce so much raw, unorganized information and turn it into something usable and understandable. We need graphs and charts to communicate data findings so that we can identify patterns and trends to gain insights and make better decisions faster. Why is this project needed? Data visualization takes the information from different markets to give us insights into which audience to focus our attention on, which ones to stay away from. We get a clear picture of the opportunities within those markets by displaying this data on various charts and graphs. Who benefits from this? Stock analysis and forecasting can help investors to extract key information in stocks and accurately grasp the dynamics of the stock market. In order to obtain higher profits and avoid stock traps, there are many factors that influence the stock price trends and the profit. We cannot take all the factors into consideration in the platform. Therefore, it is very difficult to achieve accurate forecasting of stock price. Even if we can analyze the profit of each stock, there are still errors. But the analysis of the overall trend of the stock is still very useful.